Hello, my name is Trent, and today I want to talk about PvP in the Elder Scrolls Online, developed by ZeniMax Online Studios. So first of all, when you download this game and after you create your character, you get to pick one of three factions to belong to: the Ultimate Dominion, the Daggerfall Covenant, and the Ebonheart Pack. Now, each of these factions are currently fighting for control over Cyrodiil, and each faction is represented by their respective colors. So I'm part of the Ultimate Dominion faction down here, yellow, and the whole point of PvP is to essentially get siege weapons and many people and get as much territory as possible. And this was pretty much endgame for the Elder Scrolls Online for a while, until they started to put more focus on trials and dungeons. And they said they were going to do a little more work on PvP, but really, there's not much done. So when you log in to your faction, you'll be in like one of two areas, which are the starting areas, and you have to go into these Chenjuswet shrines in order to teleport to another keep. And you can teleport to a keep as long as their lines are connected. However, though, as you can see, this keep right here is under attack, and I can't get to it. I mean, I can teleport to the nearby keeps around it, but that's about it. I would have to go on horse and travel all the way there, and then get inside and then try to defend it, which is no problem. Luckily, in ESO, they give us mounts. So on your keyboard for PC, you press H and you get on your mount, and then you can travel on your mount, and you can hold down shift for a little sprint, which uses up stamina as well. And overall, this is fine. I'm okay with this. But here's where we have a problem. You see, when you get into ESO, your riding skills for your mount are pretty much zero. You need to spend 250 gold a day to level up one of three categories: speed, which increases the speed of your mount; stamina, which increases the stamina for your mount so they can sprint a little bit more; and your carrying capacity. So generally, I'm okay with this. You know, these things get to upgrade. The thing is, you have to spend 250 gold a day, and you get 1 point into each of these. So you need 180 days of logging in consecutively to fully max out your riding. Now, granted, you could reach max level and get into PvP pretty quickly. I think level 10 you can get into PvP, and the way it's split up is there's different types of PvP. There's 7 days standard and to reset, 30-day standard and then reset, 30-day non-champion points, meaning that it won't use the champion point system, and there's like a below level 50 PvP match, which is also weekly, I believe, 7-day weekly. And this is also an issue which I will get back to. So you have to log in for 180 days in order to level up your mount. Until then, your mount will be running extremely slow, which means if you counter somebody else from another faction who has their mount completely, all their riding skills completely leveled up, they will catch up to you. There's no way you can outrun them. And if you get attacked, you don't have enough stamina to resist their attack. Like one hit from anything and you get knocked off your horse. And in this game, if you get knocked off your horse, there's a brief animation where you're like on the ground and then you have to get up, and within those like 3 seconds, I believe, of the animation, multiple enemies can just be attacking you, raiding you, and there's literally nothing you can do about it. Personally, I feel that mounts should have a static riding speed and stamina throughout PvP, regardless of the level or your champion points. So the minute you're able to get into PvP at level 10 and you have a mount, they should all have a static riding speed because it's unfair to new players. The other issue is that I just took damage from falling while on my horse. The horse didn't take damage, I took damage. So the physics in this game is like you go off of anything and you take damage, and you can get dismounted pretty quickly. It's not good. But other than like the mount issues, PvP is pretty fun. You pretty much go in, you get these siege weapons, and you find the nearest siege tower, and you place down your weapons and you just start bombarding it. It takes a very long time though, but you know, that's how it is. The other issue is the map. The map really doesn't give you much detail. If you see my PlanetSide 2 video, it has a similar mechanic to that game is with the PvP. You have a huge map, 3 factions fighting for control over all the territory. But in PlanetSide 2, you have these little pulses around certain areas that lets you know where there's combat. ESO has the same thing, but you just get these little small bursts around certain keeps and areas that lets you know it's under attack. You also have to highlight over it to see what's being attacked. There's generally not much information other than that. As you can see here, there's little swords crossed here, which lets me know that yellow is our side and we're clashing with the red side. The reds are over here and they're clashing with us. But that's about it. It just lets me know there's combat here. This literally could be like a one-on-one fight, and like you'll see them randomly spread out throughout the game, and you don't really know what's going on there. All you know is there's some combat. Like it could just be 2 people just fighting it out, and by the time you even get there, the fight's gone. So personally, I think they can add something like maybe wagons or carriages where a person could be driving and you can have multiple players in the back of the wagon traveling together. Because when you're traveling together and everyone has their different mounts with different riding speeds, a lot of people get left behind. But they added into the Alliance War skill line, you can get this ability to put on your skill bar to increase your mount's moving speed as well as everybody else around you, which is useful, but you have to waste a skill bar to use it. That's not cool. I mean, it would be interesting is if while on the mount we get our own, like the mount has its own skill bar. So while mounted, you could get this skill here that you can use for like a burst of speed for everybody, or other abilities that you can use so that like maybe your mount doesn't that you could dismount faster, or like if you get dismounted, maybe a puff of smoke appears and you can disappear. But yeah, PvP just needs a lot of work. And that's it for this video. Thanks for watching.